I'm basically speeding it up whenever we're in the beep, beep, beep parts, and then undoing it. Which is safe. Guess it's time for us to see the warehouse B for the first time. So these are the white doors that Kay and Clover were talking about. Yeah, there's that lock. No question, these are chromatic doors.
So it seems.
Ah! When? Why?
I've been here the whole time.
Why are you a ghost?
Seriously? I didn't even notice you.
Oh, I guess your hearing's starting to go. How sad.
Please. So what do you want? Why are you stalking me? You want to have the dick?
I'm not stalking you.
Oh, okay.
I just followed you here.
Oh, alright. That's pretty much the same thing, but sure. How'd you do it? You were totally silent. Are you Batman?
I already told you I'm not. Remember? Back in the AB room when we...
Yeah, actually, you did say you're not Batman. You also jumped super high all the way up to the ceiling.
Right. Aren't you curious about that graffiti?
Oh, yeah. The one where they spelled ninth wrong. Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun. Did a kid write that, or what?
Why do you say that?
Well, they managed to spell ninth wrong. Who puts an E in there?
You're right.
Then again, maybe it means something.
Do you know what it means? The Latin part.
Hey, now give me a little credit. Even I know what memento mori means. You see it all over the place. As far as I know, it translates to something like be aware of death. Remember your mortality. Never forget that we all die someday. Guess it's sort of a cautionary thing.
What about the other part?
It's exactly what it says on the tin, right? Some sort of condition about lions and suns. Anything come to mind?
No, nothing. Nothing at all. What about you?
Let's see. Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun. Memento mori. I repeated the words over and over, but nothing. Whatever they meant, it was beyond me. But perhaps Phi... Latin.
Huh?
Don't you know Latin? Maybe you could figure more of it
Well,
out.
I know a little. More than most people, I guess, but I'm not an expert.
Then how'd you know that phrase? A lapsum semel occasium non ipse potest lupider reprehendre.
Oh, that. That's from, this.
She unpinned the brooch from her chest. Hesitated, but looked.
Look at the back.
Well, there it is. So, I guess the I is pronounced like a J in Latin, huh?
Yeah.
What is
A
this?
memento of my late mother. Well, I guess it's something like a memento.
What does that mean?
She died right after I was born. I was raised by foster parents, and they told me where the brooch had come from. Apparently, it was the only thing my mother had left behind.
What about your father?
Don't have one. I guess you could say I was a bastard. I never saw his face, and I don't know his name. I don't even know if he's alive.
Couldn't think of anything else to say, so I handed her back the brooch.
That phrase got to be almost like a prayer for me. Whenever I had to make a tough decision, I'd say it to myself. Sometimes I'd just repeat it over and over like a chant. Before long, I had it memorized. Got me interested in Latin, and I started studying the language. Lapsum semel occasionum non ipsi protest Jupiter reprehendere. Not even Jupiter can find a lost opportunity. Sounds nice, doesn't it? But it seems kind of funny now. I mean, look at us. We've done what Jupiter can't. We can find our lost opportunities. That's why I followed you here. I thought it would be a good idea to talk to you about all this. Alone.
Yeah, I agree.
There's something else we need to do too, though.
Find the number 2 bomb?
Exactly. So we should get going. I'm pretty sure the bomb isn't in here. There's nowhere to hide it. So...
You're saying we should go somewhere else?
Yeah. Well, come on, don't just stand there. We need to get a move on.
Without waiting for a reply, she turned and started toward one of the exits. I followed. Alright, let's find this bomb. Oh, bomb! Senor Boom Boom! The archives. Good place to hide a bomb. Where the hell do we start looking?
I doubt it really matters. If it's here, we'll find it eventually.
What about that Jupiter stuff?
We can talk while we look. Now get started.
I turned to a corner of the room and began to look while Phi spoke.
I'll start with a conclusion I've come to. Our consciousnesses seem to be able to jump through time. No, sorry. Through time isn't really accurate. It's more like we move through worlds.
Worlds?
Yes. I don't mean physical planets in this case. Talking about a whole different universe, really. Parallel worlds.
What?
Do you know about the many worlds interpretation?
Well, kinda. Think I've heard of it once or twice.
Oh, well, I'll just explain it. Let's say... I don't care what it is, but could you move? Scratch your head, cross your arms, put your hands on your hips. Anything?
I had no idea what it was supposed to explain, but I did it.
Interesting choice. You clapped your hands, right? But you could have chosen to cheer or blow a kiss, right?
Huh? Blow a kid? I wouldn't.
The details don't
You're
matter.
too flat.
Just talking about possibilities here. Now, maybe there are other Sigmas in other worlds who did all of those things. All of these worlds and realities are branching off from one another. The choices you could have made branched off from the moment you decided what you were going to do just now. Every moment you make a decision, another universe branches off, on and on into infinity. Each of those branches is an alternate world. A world where a version of you did something different.
A version of me that bleeds with cum.
Haven't you ever thought about what life would have been like if you'd made different choices? What if you'd gone to this high school instead of that one? What if you hadn't started a study group? What if you hadn't told that girl you liked her? What if? What if? But are those what-ifs really just what-ifs? Or are there other worlds out there where you did those things? Anyway, that's the many worlds interpretation in a nutshell. I've simplified it a lot. It doesn't have to be human actions, though. I just used your actions to make the explanation easier to grasp. The actions of a cat, the flight of a bee, the movement of a microorganism, even fluctuations in air temperature. All these can change history.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a second here. I'll let microorganisms slide. But there's no way that air is conscious.
Can you say for sure that you are?
What?
All of your actions are caused by the cells in your brain. If we go down a little further, then you could say all of your actions are the result of atoms or electrons, or smaller particles we haven't even discovered yet. Are those atoms and electrons still you making a decision at that level? How different are you from the air? I'd say not much. Human existence is just one part of reality. Falling in love is like a tulip blossoming. A tulip blossoming is like a tornado forming in South America. See what I'm saying? The only thing that really matters is the action of the most elementary particles of matter. That's where history happens. That's where universes branch out.
So about that
Hey,
bomb.
you stopped. Are you done with that shelf?
Oh, no, not yet.
Well, keep looking while I talk. How familiar are you with quantum physics? Never mind, don't answer that.
Why
I'll try
not?
and keep it simple for you.
Oh, okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's see. Hey, hand me that box, will you?
Sure, here you go. This is probably using a dumb puzzle. Handed the box I've been examining over to her, set down the desk, and opened the top.
Also... Ah, there's a stuffed lion over there. Perfect. He's part of Felidae, too.
With that, she grabbed the lion and tossed it unceremoniously into the box. She also took a weight, an ink jar, put them next to the lion.
Alright, everything's ready. Remember
Ready?
that book in the crew quarters about Schrodinger's cat? It relates to all this stuff I've been talking about. Anyway, come look at the box.
What about looking for the...
This'll only take a minute. Now look.
Alright.
What do you see?
Well, there's a stuffed lion.
From now on, that's a cat. A living cat. This is important. Got it?
Sure, it's a cat, meow.
Oh, man. This again?
Sorry, I can't help it.
I find that hard to believe. Ugh, fine.
Hey, there's many other universes where I could choose to make dog noises.
Maybe I can just ignore it.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
Alright, what else do you see?
A weight that's not even a pound, and a jar of ink.
Right. Now the weight is going to be radioactive material, and the jar of ink is full of poisonous gas.
What? I'm kidding out of here.
Idiot. It's not really full of gas. This is just hypothetical. Imagine that it's full of gas. So, what's the weight?
Radioactive material.
And the jar of ink?
Poison gas.
Exactly. Good work. Now, there's one other thing you need to know about the jar. If it's struck by any of the alpha particles the radioactive material emits, it'll break. These particles are emitted randomly, but there's a 50% chance that one of them will come into contact with the jar over the course of an hour. So let's close the lid. And pretend an hour has passed. Here's the question. Is the cat inside of the box alive or dead? You can't open the box to check. And you can't hit the box. Obviously, you can't shake it either. It's also been soundproofed, so the cat could be howling up a storm in there and you'd never know. Basically, you have no idea what's going on inside the box. Do you remember what happens if the alpha particles hit the jar?
It breaks, gas fills the box, the cat inhales it, and death will whisk her away.
And what if the jar doesn't break?
Okay, that whisker one's painful. Holy shit. The cat lives to tell the tale.
Haha. And what are the chances of either of those things happening?
What happened to ignoring whenever I make these jokes? About 50%.
Uh-huh. So, what's your answer? Is the cat alive or dead?
I can't possibly know.
Then guess. It's not hard. Alive or dead?
Dead. World's a harsh place for a cat. I have a feline. The poor kitty's dead.
Nope. You're wrong.
It's alive?
That's wrong too.
What's the right answer?
The answer is that it's in a state where it is neither dead nor alive.
What? How does that make sense?
It's an extrapolation of something we see at the atomic level. We don't know if an atom is spinning upward or downward until we measure it. Before it's measured, those two possibilities coexist.
Okay.
But as soon as the measurement is taken, obviously, only one possibility is the truth. That's what's happening with the alpha particles. Since we can't know when they were emitted or where, we only know the probability that they'll impact the jar. Because we can't observe anything that's happening in the box, that becomes the entire system. In other words, the box is like the atom. We don't know how the cat's life or death situation has resolved itself until we look at it. Until we do, It's just a bunch of possibilities. Do you get it? If the cat in the
yeah.
box is possibilities,
Then it's both alive and dead.
right. So, let's open the lid. And when we do, all the possibilities will collapse into a single truth. Meow. What a relief, huh? Looks like the cat's alive. Anyway, that's Schrodinger's cat.
Okay. What a nice cat. He's like, meow. Please forgive me for making that noise. I didn't mean to do it, Daddy.
The many worlds interpretation is one theory for explaining that weirdness.
So there's another world out there where this cat died.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Man.
Looks like that cat tick of yours cleared up.
Yeah. Well, your story was pretty insane.
Insane?
You don't think so? Just the idea of something being alive and dead at the same time. And if the moment the lid is open determines whether or not the cat's dead, then it's almost like events in the future can determine the past. I mean, the cat doesn't die when you open the lid, so it must have already been dead.
Exactly. You've experienced it, haven't you? Think back.
Don't.
Remember round 2 of the AB game?
Yeah.
When you chose Betray, what was my vote?
Ally.
And what happened this time?
I chose Ally and you chose Betray.
Right. And both times, I put in my vote a full minute before the deadline. When did you push the button?
Right before the deadline.
I see. Well, that makes this a little easier to explain. If you chose Betray, then my vote was Ally. If you chose Ally, then my vote was Betray. But I made my choices a whole minute before you made yours. Don't you think that's strange? You do see what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah, and the same thing happened when we voted with Alice. My choice in the future altered your action in the past.
Yeah, from your perspective, there's no other way to interpret it.
Now that I've thought about it, round 1 had been the same. When I chose an ally, Alice had chosen Betray. When I chose Betray, she'd done the opposite.
Look at this die. I found it over there. Let me give you one last example.
As she spoke, she tossed the die into the box and shut the lid.
All right. Answer this question. What number is the die on?
5. It's not 5, is it?
Okay. Good job.
Oh,
You got it right.
that was just a fluke.
Was it? Let's think about what was going on before I opened the lid. What number was the die on?
5, of course.
Haven't you been paying attention? The die is still a collection of atoms, isn't it? I don't think you can reasonably suggest that it was made of some different kind of matter.
So you're saying that before you opened the lid, the die was on all the numbers?
Uh-huh. That's one way to look at it, at least.
And then when you opened the lid, it was just 1.
Or it might have become that number when you declared which one it was.
Huh. What do you mean?
Your choice in the future has an effect on the past.
This is dumb.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. We got a little off topic there, but I think I made my point. Reality separates off into an infinite number of branches for each and every possibility. You and I seem to be able to jump from branch to branch. Of course, our bodies aren't doing the jumping. Our consciousnesses just sort of dive into other versions of ourselves in other worlds.
Whoa. I think I get it now? That's how you knew my name. You jumped in from another world. That's how you knew all those other things that you shouldn't have known.
Yeah, that's the best I can figure out, at least. Unfortunately, it seems like we don't retain all our memories when we jump. Maybe we only remember particularly important things. I'm not sure how it works. But whatever the reason, it seems to be fairly limited, and often, we don't seem to remember jumping at all. Things will just sort of pop up.
That's why when someone asks us how we know X, all we can think of to say is, I just knew.
Yeah.
What's causing it? I don't remember even doing it before, so why would I start now?
If we knew that, I don't think we'd be having so much trouble. It's just...
What?
well, pretty sure it has to do with why we're locked up in here. There's no way this doesn't have something to do with whatever Zero Senior's trying to do. Why would he have left that Schrodinger's cat book in the crew quarters?
Huh. You aren't kidding, are you? Maybe this is some sort of huge Schrodinger's cat experiment. And all 9 of us are locked up inside the box, right? Meow.
And what if you've got it backwards? We're outside of the box, and the rest of the world is inside.
Then the moment we step out of this place...
Yeah, we might be determining the history of the world outside.
That's...
Are you smoking weed right now?
I had 1,000 other questions before I could open my mouth to ask them.
Oh, good. There you are.
Did something happen?
Yes, we found it. What do you mean, what? What else could we find?
Oh, you found the bomb.
The bomb! The other antimatter bomb.
Cool.
The number 2 bomb is in the control room.
Ah, of course. Knew we should have checked there. Seems like the perfect place to put a bomb.
Yeah.
This is one of them, all right.
And it's the number 2. Well, at least we found them all.
No. There could be more.
Yeah, you're right. There could be beyond 3.
Like Kay said, there might be a number 4 bomb out there. We have no way to know.
Did you tell anyone else about this, Clover?
Well, not really, but, I wasn't the first person to find it.
Who was?
Kay and Luna. After they found it, they came to the infirmary and told the rest of us.
Who was in the infirmary?
Everyone. Tenmyoji and Dio were there. So were Alice and Clark, of course. Although they were still asleep.
So everyone who wasn't asleep knows about the bomb. I see.
Yeah.
There's nobody else here, though. Where'd they go?
Right after we came here to look at the bomb, they all left. They were going to go look for you two.
What about Alice and Quark?
They're the same. Still sleeping. We checked them out just to be sure, but they seemed fine.
Oh, that's good, I guess. Fine, I looked at one another. Let a small sigh of relief.
Oh, right. I checked everybody's bracelets when we were in the infirmary. Did you want to know what they were?
Took her only a moment to explain. Alice was a green solo. Quark was a blue solo. Dio was a yellow pair. And Tenmyoji was a cyan pair. So, what are our options for groups?
The next set of doors to open are going to be the white doors. That means we'll have to mix our colors so that we get white.
Option A, Phi, Tenmyoji, and me. Kay, Dio, and Quark. Clover, Luna, and Alice.
Huh? There's only one option?
Yeah, any other combinations don't make white.
What about Alice and Quark? Luna said it's going to be a while before they wake up.
We'll just have to carry them. The secondary doors won't open without 3 bracelets. And if we can't open them...
We'll get penalized.
Exactly.
Don't worry about Alice. I'm on her team.
Are you saying you can carry her?
Yeah, well, I can get Luna to help me.
True. I'm sure she'd be happy to help.
What about Quark?
He's on Kay's team. There shouldn't be any issues there.
Yeah, he's built like a brick shithouse. Well, we still need to figure out what we're going to do about this bomb. Alice said we should be safe as long as it's not triggered with the remote.
Maybe, but we can't just leave them here forever. I mean, if they go off, then everything in like a couple 100 kilometers is gonna get fried.
Wait, a couple 100 kilometers? What are you talking about? That bomb should have only been about as much explosive power as a ton of TNT. Which is nothing to sniff at, but it's nowhere near the kind of yield you're talking about.
It could be. What if these bombs are just like the detonator?
Oh. You mean that there might be a bunch of more anti-hydrogen around here? Oh.
The reactor.
Yeah. There are supposed to only be 18 antimatter reactors in the whole world. If that's one of them, then there's a lot of anti-hydrogen.
We have problems. How much is a lot?
3.5 kilograms.
What? That's 10,000 times more than... That's 10,000 times more than that. And if we go with matter, antimatter, that means that this will be 10,000 times stronger than the Hiroshima bomb.
If there really is that much, and if it does explode...
Then we would be looking at an explosion roughly 10,000 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
That's, Oh.
Wait, Clover, how did you know that?
Know what?
That stuff about antimatter reactors.
Well, that's, during my training, they...
Training for what?
My job?
Ah, of course. Didn't realize waiters these days needed to memorize how many operational antimatter reactors there were worldwide. Or how much fuel each one of those reactors might be storing. You don't work at a cafe, do you?
Did you hear about that from Alice?
Yeah.
Well, she's right then.
And why are you using antimatter reactors at a cafe?
That's, what we call the coffee machines.
Are you fucking with me right now?
I'm telling you the truth. I work at a cafe. It just might, be a kind of fake job to divert attention. I think they call it a cover.
What?
Then what's your real job?
I'm sorry. I really can't tell you anything else.
Why not?
It's classified.
Classified by who?
The government?
The government?
That's right. Alice said it was her job to eliminate enemies of the state. So you two do work together.
Oh no! Check your bracelets. How much time do we have left?
What are you talking
How
about?
long until the doors open? Come on, quickly!
Ah, shit, we're over time again.
I'm heading back then. Remember, we're supposed to meet at the infirmary.
Okay.
You guys hurry back, okay? Bye!
I'll still a ham sandwich, And she's gone. Fine. She's right, you know, we gotta get going.
Hold on. I need to check something really quick.
What?
you are. You're late. What were you doing?
No, we were having a conversation.
Nothing.
When we arrived, everyone else was already back. Quark and Alice were still unfortunate, low-quality JPEGs. Sleeping soundly, though.
Clover told us. You've seen the bomb in the control room.
Yeah, with our own eyes.
So what the hell should we do? That makes 3 bombs.
Well, we have to do something. They're bombs, for God's sake.
There's a quick and simple solution.
Really?
Remember what Alice said?
There should be an emergency deactivation password. If you enter that password, the device should, well, deactivate. You see it? Right here. There's a port.
Okay.
If we can find the password input device, we just connect
Just
it
get
here.
the device, then.
Then we can enter the password.
So, if we have the password, we can deactivate them?
Whoa, hold on a second. That's great and all, but we need that password input device she was talking about. Without that, we're still boned even if we did have the password.
Not a problem. We've resolved that issue.
Huh?
Show them.
Pulled it out of my pocket.
That was in the safe in the control
Oh
room.
my god! It's that thing! The T-Mobile sidekick will save our lives!
Turned out I was right. It fit perfectly.
Couldn't get it to do anything, though. Plugged in a couple of random characters, all we got was an error.
Still, I'm sure this is the thing Alice was talking about. We just didn't have the right password.
But why was it in the control room?
Do you think Zero Senior put it here for us?
That would suggest it was also Zero Senior who set up the bombs.
Doesn't that seem odd, though? Zero Senior wants us to play the nonary game, right? So why would he set bombs?
Maybe he wants to blow this whole place up if someone commits some crazy violation of the rules?
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Our bracelets already have poison in them.
there's no point in doing that. Everyone can die instantly.
If someone breaks a rule, all he has to do is activate their bracelet.
Well, whatever the case is, there's one thing we can be sure of. The person who set these bombs is one of us. Whether or not that person is also Zero Senior isn't particularly relevant at the moment. But what is relevant is that they know the deactivation password. If we can figure out who that person is and question them.
We can get the password and turn the bombs off.
Exactly. That would be my quick and easy method. So fess up. Which one of you set the bombs? Not that I expect you to do that. So, we're going to be checking everyone.
Checking us?
Yes. Once they're set, the bombs are controlled by a remote. It stands to reason that whoever set them has that remote.
So you're gonna search us for it?
Yes. But no buts. If you refuse, that implicates you. Do what I say and you'll be fine, assuming you are actually innocent. Understand? No reason to wait. Let's get started. Anyone want to volunteer to go first? No? All right. Let's see.
Wait.
Huh?
You only need to search one person.
What? Why?
Because I figured out who did it. I know who did it. Before I even realized I was saying
How can
them.
you...
It happened.
There's no way.
I met Fi's gaze and nodded, turned away. I know who set the bombs. That person. You did it. The room went silent.
Oops.